Here's a free automatic way on how to calculate the profit and losses taxes on these things, and I will leave this Excel file in a public place on my site where anyone can use it. But I thought I would show you here in this video how I use this file and how it shows profit and losses taxes so that we can report them very easily. So what this calculator does is that it calculates our taxes on profits and losses according to the average cost basis method, which is the method that is used in Sweden but also used in other countries like Canada, United Kingdom and Australia, at least according to X. I've been doing my taxes on digital assets for many years now, and this is by far the easiest and most accurate method I've actually used myself. So make sure to save, like and comment on this video so that more people can calculate their taxes for free. There are paid versions for this online, but I don't really like them because they don't support all the different networks, and if something goes wrong, they don't have the flexibility where we can control all the transactions back and forward. But before we start, I need to mention that I'm not a tax advisor and I'm not an economist, so this Excel file is no guarantee at all that you will get the right numbers for your tax declaration. It's easy to type something wrong or you accidentally change any of the formulas. So regardless, you're still responsible for your own tax declaration and ensuring your own numbers are correct. But why do we need an Excel file in the first place to calculate our profits and losses? Well, that's because in countries like Sweden, where we calculate our profits and losses according to the average cost amount, the cost amount changes with all the buy and sell transactions we make during the years if we continue to hold a different crypto asset during all these years. So we need to have this historic changes of buys and sells and how many coins we have to accurately be able to calculate our profits and losses when we are to declare our taxes. And instead of needing to do these calculations manually, I created this Excel file that do all of those calculations for us. So the only data we need to provide is the date when we made a purchase, the price of the coin, and the number of coins we bought. And likewise when we are looking at the sell transactions, just the date, the price, and the number of coins. And we can also add a transaction fee here if we want. And that's it. That's everything it needs to be able to calculate all the data that is needed to declare our taxes with. So let's go through an example here of how this file works, and I'll create a new file for a new coin, let's say XRP here. So what I do is that I duplicate the template file where all the formats and everything is in so that I get a new one. And then I can just change the name of this. I can change it to any coin I want, but let's do it with XRP for now. So now I have a new sheet here called XRP that is completely empty. And here I've added some numbers to it so you can see a live example. So what we do in this entire file that is super long, that just continues forever, is that we just add numbers and data under the yellow boxes. So if there are another color in the brown here, we don't touch those. And you see these other places that have formulas, we can't change those either. So don't touch those. So for the buy section here, it's only under the yellow squares, and the same thing here under the sell series. Then comes a blue section that we can just skip, and then comes another buy series, and then another sell series, a blue, and another buy, red, blue, and it just keeps on going like that. So what we need to do is just to fill in this information, like you can see here, where I've added 3 buy transactions for XRP in 2022. And whenever I make another sell transaction, I must skip to the right to the sell series. And here you can see I added 2 sell transactions in 2023. And then the first time I make another buy transaction after that, I need to go to the right to the next buy series. And then I made 3 another buy transactions here in 2024. And just as I make another sell transaction, then I need to go to the right and add that here. And here you can see I made 2 additional sell transactions for XRP. And then I made another buy transaction, so I needed to go to the right here in August 2024. And after that I made another sell transaction here in December 2024. And that's all the numbers I have added until now. So every time we switch from making buy transactions to sell transactions, we need to take a step to the right. And every time we switch from making sell transactions and make buy transactions, we also need to make a step to the right. So here you can see how I made 3 buy transactions in a row, then I can just place them underneath each other. But as soon as I make another sell transaction, at a later date than this one, then I must take another step to the right. And if I here make several sell transactions in a row, I can just place them underneath each other. But if I make another buy transaction at a later date than this, I must first take a step to the right, and I can put it in the right here. And that is because it's the only way for the program to be able to calculate the correct amount of cost amount. So let's just imagine we are filing our taxes right now. This is a Swedish tax filing document, but I assume that it looks quite similar in other countries as well. So what we're going to do now, if we're going to file taxes on all the transactions made in 2024, let's say we have just traded in XRP. So I go into this sheet and I look for all the sell transactions I made in 2024. So not these ones that are just buy transactions, but here in sell transactions 2024, we have 2 ones. So I need to add these. So here's all the data that we need to just copy and paste. So this is XRP. And in the first sell transaction, we sold 1,000 coins. So here we type in XRP and we type in 1,000 coins. And then we need to copy the sell amount, the total amount, and we paste it in here. And then we have the cost amount, which is this one. And we just paste that in here. And the tax program will likely just calculate the profit or loss automatically. But my program also already does that. So we can just double check that it's about the same as much. And then we can do the same for the second transaction as well. So we're going to add all the data for this one. And that looks like that. But here you can see I've already added a third row. Yeah, that was because, if you remember, I made another purchase in August of 2024, and then I made another sell transaction in December. So this one we also need to add. So here we can see I sold 4,000 coins for this amount, and then the cost amount was this much. So I just add that here, and then you can see how much profits I made. And that's pretty much how this Excel file works. So it's very easy. As long as we document all the buy and sell transactions we make for each coin, it's super simple to declare taxes. Then in the end, we can just copy and paste them over. And here is the place where you can access this free tax calculator. It's on my site, and you can click up here in the menu, and it's at the bottom there, and you will come to this page where you can get either the English version or the Swedish version. Alright, thank you everyone, and good luck out there.